Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. You ever notice how one woman can walk into your life, barely say a word, yet somehow her silence feels louder than everyone else's voice? And the moment she leaves, something in your chest tightens like she took the air with her. Listen closely, because if you felt that, there's a real possibility she's been thinking about you non-stop, and she's trying to hide it. Most men completely miss the signs, not because they're blind, but because women are experts at disguising the truth when their emotions start becoming too real. And that's exactly why what I'm about to tell you hits deeper than anything you've heard before. Because when a woman thinks about you constantly, she doesn't say it. She shows it, in ways even she doesn't realize she's showing. And the very first sign is one most men brush off, even though it reveals everything. Her attention follows you even when she pretends she's not paying attention. You know that moment when you walk into a room and she quickly looks away, or she picks up her phone like she suddenly needed to respond to something urgent. That's not distraction, that's emotional panic. Women don't look away because they're uninterested. They look away because they're afraid you'll notice the softness in their eyes, the way they linger on your face, the way they're already imagining what it feels like to be close to you. When a woman thinks about you non-stop, her eyes fail her before her words ever will. She'll track you in her peripheral vision. She'll seek your presence, even in silence. She'll become hyper-aware of your movements, all while pretending she's not watching. But here's the part that hits even deeper. When she cares, she becomes curious, obsessively curious. She'll want to know what you do, how you think, what you're like when no one's looking. She'll remember the small things you say, details you yourself don't even remember saying. Your favorite food, the way you like your coffee, something you mentioned months ago that you barely thought she heard. You see, when a woman thinks about you constantly, her mind becomes a map of your patterns. She studies you, not because she's trying to manipulate anything, but because she's emotionally invested before she's ready to admit it out loud. And then comes the shift in her behavior. The one that exposes everything. Her energy changes around you. She becomes more careful, more intentional, more reactive. If she likes you, she becomes slightly nervous, not in a weak way, but in a vulnerable way. Her laugh becomes softer, her voice becomes warmer. She stands a little closer without realizing it. She responds faster to your messages, but not too fast, because she wants to seem normal, even though her mind is racing every time your name pops up on her screen. Here's the truth no one tells you. When a woman is thinking about you constantly, her body betrays her before her words ever do. She'll tuck her hair behind her ear when she talks to you. She'll unconsciously mirror your movements. She'll find reasons to keep the conversation going, even when it didn't need to continue. These tiny behaviors aren't random. They're her heart trying to reach you before her mind allows her to admit it. And if you've been wondering whether she feels something, wondering why she behaves differently around you than around anyone else, wondering why you can sense her attention even in silence, then you're not imagining it. Women don't think about just any man non-stop. They think about the man who wakes up emotions they thought they had under control. Tell me in the comments, do you think there's a woman who's been hiding her feelings for you? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. There's a moment every man overlooks, yet it's the moment that exposes a woman's deepest thoughts about you. It happens quietly, almost invisibly, and unless you understand female psychology, you'll mistake it for coincidence. But it's not coincidence, it's emotional gravity. When a woman thinks about you non-stop, she becomes pulled toward you in ways she struggles to explain, even to herself. The first shift happens in her communication patterns, not the obvious ones. Those are easy to fake. I'm talking about the subtle, involuntary changes. For example, when she responds faster than she used to, then slows down, then speeds up again. That inconsistency isn't randomness, it's conflict. It means you're on her mind so much that she's trying to balance her desire to talk to you with her fear of seeming too available. She'll type a message, rewrite it, delete it, then send something completely different. She'll hesitate before hitting send because she cares how her words land with you. And that hesitation is one of the clearest signs you occupy her thoughts far more than she wants to admit. Another sign is when she initiates conversation in small, seemingly innocent ways. A meme, a question, a comment about something you once mentioned. Women don't reach out without reason. Every small touchpoint is her testing the emotional waters, asking herself, does he want me the way I want him? She might not flirt openly, but she stays connected. She finds reasons to pop into your day. Because the truth is, when a woman can't stop thinking about you, she doesn't want you to forget she exists. And then, there's the shift in her emotional reactions. When you talk to other women, she becomes a little quieter, not angry, just withdrawn. When you compliment someone else, her energy drops for a moment. When you ignore her message longer than usual, she overthinks. She'll replay her last text 20 times, wondering if she said something wrong. These aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of emotional investment. Her reactions reveal what her words hide. But one of the most powerful signs is something men rarely catch. She begins aligning her life around your presence. Not dramatically, not obviously, but intentionally. She'll show up to places you're likely to be. She'll become more active on the platforms you use. She'll match your availability without appearing to. These aren't accidents. They're emotional strategies driven by her desire to stay close to the man who's living in her mind rent-free. And here's the part most men never understand. When a woman's thoughts circle around you, she becomes more feminine in your presence, softer, more receptive. She might dress a little differently when she knows she'll see you. She might wear the scent she knows you liked before. She might style her hair the way you once complimented. Women don't do these things for men they don't think about. They do them for the one who affects them on a level that feels both exciting and terrifying. If she's been acting differently around you, if her attention feels deeper than her words, if her energy pulls toward you even when she tries to seem neutral, then listen carefully. She's not confused. She's captivated. And that kind of emotional pull doesn't happen often. It only happens when you've awakened something in her she can't turn off, no matter how hard she tries. Your turn. Has a woman ever acted nervous, warm, or inconsistent around you in a way you couldn't explain? Comment below, and if this resonates, like the video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs this insight. There's a point where her thoughts about you stop being occasional and become constant, and when that happens, her behavior shifts in ways that feel almost magnetic. She won't announce it, she won't confess it, she won't even admit it to herself, but her actions start revealing the truth she's trying to keep hidden. And one of the strongest signs is this. She becomes emotionally attuned to you in a way that feels almost supernatural. You'll notice she reacts to your mood even before you speak. If you're distant, she senses it instantly. If you're stressed, she becomes more gentle. If you're upbeat, she mirrors your energy. That's because her mind has been studying you, memorizing you, analyzing you without meaning to. When a woman thinks about you non-stop, she develops a type of emotional radar that locks onto you. She feels your highs and lows because, in her mind, she's already emotionally connected to you, even if the relationship hasn't officially started. And then there's her protectiveness, not the kind men show, not bold or obvious, but subtle, nurturing, instinctive. She might check on you more often. She might remind you to eat, rest, take care of yourself. She'll ask about something you mentioned days ago because she's been thinking about it ever since. This isn't friendliness. This is emotional investment, disguised as casual concern. Women don't put effort into men they don't think about. They invest in the man whose presence lingers in their mind long after they walk away. Another powerful sign is her vulnerability. Not emotional breakdowns, just small cracks in her armor that she allows you to see. She'll share personal stories she doesn't tell others. She'll open up about fears, dreams, insecurities, not because she's weak, but because thinking about you constantly creates a sense of trust. Her heart feels safe around you, even if her mind is still cautious. She lets you see the softer parts of her because, whether she says it or not, she wants you to see the real her. But here's where it gets even deeper. She starts envisioning you in her future without planning to. When she watches a movie, she imagines what you'd think of it. When she goes somewhere new, she wonders how it would feel with you there. When she makes plans, she subtly considers your schedule, your preferences, your world. These thoughts aren't deliberate, they're emotional. She's not trying to plan a life with you. Her mind is simply placing you in places she wishes you could be. And then there's the way she becomes nervous around you in the most innocent moments. She stumbles over her words. She laughs at things that aren't even funny. She fidgets with her clothes or her hair. She turns her body toward you even when she's trying to stay composed. These small signals are her body's way of saying, "You matter to me more than I'm comfortable admitting." But the strongest sign of all is this: she remembers everything. The way you said something, the tone of your voice, the look in your eyes, the smallest details about your life. Women only store that kind of emotional data when they are thinking about a man far more often than they want to admit. Her mind replays moments with you not because she's trying to, but because she can't help it. So if she's been acting softer, more aware, more connected, if she feels different around you in a way that's hard to describe, then understand this. She's not overthinking you. She's overwhelmed by how much she's been thinking about you. Now tell me in the comments, has a woman ever remembered something tiny about you that shocked you? And if this is hitting home, like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs the truth. There's a hidden phase in a woman's mind that almost no man ever sees. Not because it's subtle, but because she guards it with everything she has. It's the phase where she tries to stop thinking about you and fails. And the behaviors that come from that internal battle expose the truth more than anything she could ever say. If you've noticed even one of these signs, she's thinking about you far more often than she allows herself to admit. The first sign is emotional slip-ups. She'll have moments where she gets a little too excited when you text, then quickly tries to tone it down. Or she'll accidentally say something that reveals she's been paying attention to your life more closely than you realized. Maybe she mentions something you posted, something you wore, something you said, something you liked. Women don't make these slip-ups unless they've been mentally revisiting you again and again. Her guard drops for a second, and the truth leaks out before she catches herself. Then there's the way she tries to distance herself, only to circle right back. This is one of the clearest signs she's thinking about you non-stop. She may pull away for a few days, try to act cold, try to seem uninterested, not because she lost interest, because she's overwhelmed by how much she's been feeling, so she creates space to regain control. But she can't stay away. She comes back with a softness in her tone, a curiosity in her questions, a warmth in her energy that wasn't there before. This emotional push and pull is a battle between her feelings and her fear. And then there's jealousy. Not loud jealousy, not dramatic jealousy, silent jealousy. The kind she tries to hide but can't fully control. If you're talking to another woman, her mood shifts. If you post something with someone else, her replies become shorter. If you mention a female friend, she suddenly becomes cautious. That's because her thoughts are already wrapped around you. The idea of someone else having your attention hits her harder than she expects, and she doesn't know how to mask that reaction. Women don't feel jealousy over men they're indifferent about. They feel it over the man their mind keeps returning to. Another powerful sign is the way she mirrors you emotionally. If you're warm, she lets her guard down. If you're distant, she becomes anxious. If you show effort, she becomes more affectionate. That's because she's already emotionally tied to you. Her reactions are no longer logical, they're emotional. And emotional reactions reveal more truth than words ever could. When a woman can't stop thinking about you, she becomes deeply affected by your energy. It's not intentional, it's instinct. But here's the sign that reveals everything. She makes herself better because of you. She starts taking care of her appearance more. She works on her goals more seriously. She improves her habits. She learns, grows, refines herself, not because you demanded it, but because you inspire her. You've taken space in her mind, and that space pushes her to evolve. Women don't upgrade themselves for a man they don't think about. They do it when they secretly hope he sees the change. And finally, she seeks your validation. She might not say it directly, but she'll watch your reaction when she changes something. Her hair, her style, her makeup, her attitude. She wants to know if you notice. She wants to know if you care, because the truth is, she's been noticing you in ways you don't even notice yourself. If even one of these signs sounds familiar, then understand this. She's not confused about you. She's overwhelmed by how much space you've taken in her thoughts. Tell me in the comments, have you ever noticed a woman acting jealous or pulling away only to return warmer? And if this feels real, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this clarity. There's a moment, quiet, unspoken, almost sacred, when a woman finally realizes she can't get you out of her mind. And that's when her behavior transforms in ways even she can't fully explain. If you've ever sensed a shift in her energy, something deeper than simple attraction, something that feels like she's connected to you even when she's miles away, then listen closely. Because what I'm about to reveal is the final stage of her thoughts circling around you non-stop. This is when she begins to create emotional rituals around you. She checks your profile not to snoop, but because seeing your face gives her comfort. She listens to songs that remind her of you. She replays old conversations late at night, searching for meaning between the lines. She wonders what you're doing, who you're with, what you're thinking, not in a controlling way, but in a longing way. A woman doesn't build emotional routines around a man unless he's become a presence she feels, even when he's not physically there. And then there's the way you affect her confidence. If you approve of something she does, she glows a little differently. If you give her a compliment, she holds on to it for days. Your words shape her energy. Your attention boosts her spirit. Your silence can shake her. That's not casual interest. That's emotional influence. When her confidence becomes tied to your perception, it means you're occupying her mind on a level that goes far beyond attraction. You're shaping her inner world. Another sign is the way she starts imagining what-if scenarios without meaning to. What if you two talked more? What if you spent one-on-one time together? What if you kissed? What if something real grew between you? Her mind drifts into these possibilities, and she doesn't push them away. They feel good to her. They feel safe. They feel exciting. Women don't allow their thoughts to build a future with a man unless his presence means something. And you'll notice something powerful. She gives you emotional priority. Maybe she's been busy all day, but she still replies to you. Maybe she's tired, but she still checks on you. Maybe she's stressed, but she still makes space for your voice. You become a part of her emotional rhythm. She doesn't force it. She just naturally gravitates toward you. When a woman thinks about you constantly, you become the person she doesn't want to disappoint, the person she wants to impress, the person whose attention she values more than she admits. But the clearest sign of all is how she treats your presence. When she's around you, she becomes more alive, more expressive, more feminine, more present. She laughs a little louder. She smiles a little softer. Her eyes shine with a kind of warmth she doesn't show the world. That glow, that softness, that openness is her heart's reaction to the man she can't stop thinking about. Her body tells the truth, even when her words refuse to. And maybe the most unexpected sign. She becomes afraid of losing you before she even has you. That fear doesn't come from insecurity. It comes from emotional attachment. You've become someone she doesn't want to imagine her life without, and that's why her behavior becomes so layered, so intense, so revealing. So if she's been lingering in your orbit, if her energy shifts when you're around, if she treats you like you matter more than you should, then understand something simple and powerful. She's thinking about you far more than she's ready to say out loud. Now, let me ask you something personal. Is there a woman in your life right now whose behavior suddenly makes sense after hearing this? Tell me in the comments. And if this opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs this truth.